Hi, Saen Higgins here. How do you find a state tax lien that's against you? In this video, I'm going to walk you through that whole process. And here's the beautiful thing. You're thinking, how is this beautiful? I got a state tax lien against me. I'm not in a good situation. What if I told you, by the time we're done with this video, not only am I going to show you that this is like a blessing in disguise, right? How you frame it is how you live it, but you can actually make money, not so much on your lien, just knowing the process. There's a great way to do this. So stick around to the very end and I'll show you how not only to get out of this situation, but how to prosper financially to the point where you're finding financial independence for you and your family. So stick around. Okay, so let's talk about the situation. The state's got a tax lien. That means you owe some money. Even the IRS doesn't compare to the state because the state doesn't have some mechanism like the IRS. The revenue boards at these states are very serious about this. They will, boom, slap a lien against an asset or a property quicker than you can say, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Tell me what movie that came from. In fact, if you like the movie that I just referenced in there, hit a thumbs up. But also hit the subscribe button, all that good stuff. Okay, let's have some fun with this. If you got some questions specifically to your situation, don't bother. Don't bother. Write a note inside there and I'll make sure that I give it. So don't worry about what it is. Just type me a question and I answer all of them. So if you have a state tax lien, again, you got to handle this. Okay, that's plain and simple. So you will find out real easily by either going down to your county recorder's office and looking to see what liens have been placed against the property. And you need to take care of this immediately because I'm going to tell you this. If they're putting a lien against your property, your bank accounts are coming up next, okay, if they're not already on that course. Just get it handled. Okay, so how do you turn lemon into lemonade in a situation like this? This is perfect. Okay. This is the only mechanism the state has to pay this off. So there's also a little known thing out there where the county also has the same mechanism for property taxes. So if you owe property taxes on your property, the county will put a lien against your property. You're like, great, Sean, more bad news. No. Here's where it gets really good. There are a lot of people that fail to pay their property taxes from time to time. The county needs this money. But the county doesn't want to take somebody's property. Unlike the state, they give some options on this. And the way this has been set up, this is not some new thing, walk across hot coals BS out there, put some vending machines all over the country. No. This is a great, legitimate investment strategy that's been available in this country for over 200 years. This is not some fly-by-night thing. So what happens, the county says, look, here's a bunch of people, okay? There could be a list, just tons of people that haven't paid their property taxes in our county. We need this money, okay? There's 20 million, 50 million, 10 million, whatever it is. So what we'll do is we'll offer those up individually. As one comes up, we'll say, hey, property so-and-so owes $1,500 in back taxes. If you say, I'll put the money up for that, you put the money up, what they'll do is they'll say, okay, here's your certificate. That goes on file down at the county courthouse. It's a legal document. Okay, here's the kicker. By you putting up the money for that, the county is going to in turn give you the interest rate that they were charging the property owner. And that interest rate can be 18%, it can be 25%, it can be 36% on your money with virtually no risk. Because at all times, the underlying property that you've bought the lien on is the security. So in other words, if the person doesn't come in and eventually pay those taxes off, you'll get the house. I'll get back to that in a minute. So what happens is the county says, okay, they bought the lien on the property. You still owe us the money, and you have 2 years to pay it off, 3 years to pay it off, 1 year, whatever that is. Me going in there to buy that tax lien from the county basically is providing the property owner with some time. You're buying them time. And so when that property owner comes in to pay the property taxes, they still owe the money to the county. That hasn't changed. The county goes, oh, well, lien holder of record is, ex Joe over here, and they send the money plus whatever that interest rate, the full interest rate, over to that person. They're happy. The property owner has been given time to do this. There is no other debt that you could have on anything that they don't care whether you pay. for 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years. Literally nothing happens. Doesn't go against their financial statement. Doesn't, there's not some credit thing against their credit report or anything like that. It just simply says they haven't paid it off. They could sell the house later on and pay it off. They could refinance and pull and pay it off. The county is like, hey, we need our money. But here's the mechanism of all of this. If the property owner, for whatever reason, doesn't come in after 4 to 5 years, the county and the rest of the community is kind of saying enough's enough. At this point, the investor that put up the money for those delinquent taxes literally takes the strength of the county. They can come in and say, we're going to foreclose on the property, give everybody that has a financial interest in the property, banks, seconds, Aunt Sally, whoever lent money and used that property as security, notification saying, hey, we're foreclosing this property. You've now got 90 days, 60 days, 120, whatever the rules are for that area. If those people don't come into the county to protect their lien against the property, make no mistake about it. Okay, there's no ambiguity in this. There is no gray area. I will get that property for the back taxes and thus eliminating all liens and encumbrances, period, end of story. So this is how you're able to buy tens of thousands of dollars worth of property for pennies on the dollar. Let me tell you something. I've gotten $250,000 properties for a few years in back taxes. That is not an anomaly. If you know what you're doing, you can make that happen. So there's two different things. Sean, I don't want the property. I just want to get these big fat interest checks in the mail every single month. Okay, we'll show you how to do that. Sean, I want to get the property free and clear of all liens and encumbrances. I want to do that. Either way, those are both possible, but those are two completely different strategies and two different approaches. So let's talk about the first one. I just want checks coming in the mail every single month. I want you to think about this for a minute, okay? So it's half, so the country is kind of like divided between liens and deeds, kind of like they are politically, right? You've got the liens and deeds. Oh, he's going there. Oh yeah, I'm going there. Okay, only it doesn't matter. You can do both sides and your friends won't disown you when you buy liens or deeds. If you think I'm funny, hit the like button down below. Okay, you're good to go. Okay, so one state say, you know what? After they've been delinquent 1 year, we're going to allow the public to come in and buy those taxes on there. So what you're doing is you're just putting the money up, but nothing happens. You just get a certificate that goes on file down at the county courthouse. That is a document that says you're the lien holder of record, and when that property owner comes in to pay off those delinquent taxes, they're going to have to pay the taxes plus whatever the prevailing interest rate that's mandated by law. This is written into law. This isn't something that some county person makes up. This is state statute in all 50 states, including Guam, Puerto Rico, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. Doesn't matter what happens, the stock market, bond market, foreign markets, or these crazy elections that we have, you're locked in. Nice, right? Okay. If they don't come in to pay those off, that's when you can go ahead and foreclose on the property. Now, set that aside. That's one side. Half of the country, the states go, you know what, we're going to do something different. We're going to allow the person to be delinquent on their property taxes for 4 or 5 years. Now, they still owe the money, and they're still going to owe the interest rate. We just won't offer those up to the public. Okay, we will offer them up to the public only when it gets to 4 or 5 years. Once it gets to 4 or 5 years, they take a different tack. They're like, hey, enough's enough. This person's owed us money for 4 to 5 years. As a community, we demand that it gets paid, and if it doesn't, we send out notifications. We sell the property to whoever wants to buy it just for the back taxes, and we will eliminate all other liens and encumbrances on the property, including a mortgage. You heard me, including a mortgage. Now, the mortgage companies aren't like going, oh, I hope they don't do this. They're notified, and I can get to that in some other videos and what have you. But those are two completely different strategies on there. Okay, this one here, I'm getting the property, I'm buying it for the back taxes, no redemption period. Over here, I'm buying the lien, I have a redemption period. So some people say, you know, I just want these big fat checks coming in every single month. And some of you going, I just want the property free and clear. Now, which one do you want to do? Let me know in the comments. Now, if you want to know how to do this effectively and efficiently and provide you and your family with financial independence, then I've got a brand new course for you that's free. Don't worry about it, doesn't cost you a dime. Just click the link down below. I will methodically, step by step, show you everything you need to do to acquire your first property or your first lien immediately. Just click the link down below, higginsmethod.com, and I'll see you at the course.